Hey, it's Odell Beckham Jr. talking live right now from Brown's mandatory camp. Here's OBJ.
About it is, it's only June, beginning of June. Still got a lot of time. You still got a whole training camp to go through. And I feel like this team's really going to come together. But I'm beyond excited about an opportunity I have to just start over. A new team. Obviously, the goal is always going to be the same. It's to hang banners. That's what you play this game for. But we know we got a lot of expectations. We know we got a lot of work to do. And I think we'll get there.
We kind of asked you this before, but sharing the ball with so many players, if your numbers drop and you guys win, how are you going to react to this?
More celebrations, different ways for us to celebrate. Get to see some guys' creativity. But this game's about winning. This game's, I know some of us get stuck up on numbers, but this game's about winning. I'd much rather be in the playoffs than go for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, because to me, I'm supposed to do that anyway. So being at home and having to end the season with that is never going to be good enough for me. I'm ready to get back to the playoffs and show what I can do.
This is the first time you've been on.
In the GQ interview, you did say you expected to be traded to the Browns last year. Can you elaborate on that?
Not so much expected to be. There was talks and speculations for so long. I knew that 2 years ago there was a possibility of me getting traded, and last year there was a possibility of me getting traded. So you just kind of can feel those things coming. I didn't know it was going to be the Browns. I was out there. I was training at USC track all last offseason, and apparently the whole team was out there. We were out there. Baker was out there. Duke, Jarvis, the receivers, everybody was out there. Joe Crew was out there. And I was kind of joking with Bake, man, it'd be funny to have you as my quarterback. And we hung out all last offseason. So to be traded here was kind of like, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm still, surprised in a sense.
Now that you're practicing, Jarvis told us that you're going to do it again now.
Of course.
So how would you assess where your chemistry is right now, and what do the two of you need to work on?
The good news is we play in September, So we got a lot of time to build chemistry. We both can be in L.A. That's where he stays at, and we'll pretty much be throwing every single day, going over all the plays, all the little nuances. That just the little stuff, the X's above the X's and O's stuff, the stuff that's in the playbook. But like when it comes down to, the play being called, all right, coach calls the play, but it's the 11 guys out there that's gonna make it happen. So that's kind of where we'll.
But what do you really like about him so far? He plays with the guys.
I mean,
what do you like about this guy?
Baker, I've watched Baker since Oklahoma. I think it's the confidence he carries himself with. You can't coach that on anybody. That's something that comes from within you. And he really has that, and it's on display always. I know you guys see it. You have to love that about him. He also, I'm gonna have to get adjusted to the speed, because he's got an arm. He's throwing that ball hard. So just catching him from the first day, it was like, wow, this is completely different. It just takes time. Something that, like I said, again, we play in September, so it's a good thing.
Well, now that like to be around guys that have similarities in DNA. You have Flash, Baker has Flash, Jarvis is swag. All y'all are young. It's just kind of that same similar energy. What is that?
It's different. This is a different atmosphere, a different energy that we have. Like you said, we're all a bunch of young guys who are hungry and want to. We all speak about greatness and talk about legacy and legendary, and it's something that is all within us. Just finding ways to bring that out. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back with my brother first and foremost. It's, I know I've talked about it before, but it's still surreal. Like I sit next to him in a meeting and I just look over and I just pat him. You know what I mean? Tell him I love him. Like, this is crazy. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Is the chances of you making the NFL is already so slim, and then the chance of you being on the same team. We talked about having a house. Like I said this before, we talked about having a house next to each other, being neighbors, all that, and now it's finally here. So I think we're all excited about the opportunity. I know we got some big plans ahead. Just day by day, get 1% better and keep it moving.
Odell, the relationships that you have with your teammates and your coaches, how does that influence your success as a player? How does that influence team success? And the second part of that is, how would you describe your relationship with Freddie Kitchens so far?
Coach and I are both from the South, so I think we kind of have a similar understanding of each other. And as far as the players, I always talk about this. I feel as if I'm a chameleon. Like, I adapt to survive. That's just what I've always done. So when I'm in here, You know, I try and sit with a different person at lunch whenever I just sit down next to somebody, try and, you know, talk to them, get to know them. And with it being, you know, not like I didn't know it was going to happen, but you can't really prepare for this, even if you know it's going to happen. New house, you're looking for houses, you know, you had different plans, things change. It's just kind of all takes some getting adjusted to, but I've never had a problem with any teammate ever in my career, from high school to college to now. I don't see myself ever having a problem with anybody. So it's just getting to know the faces, and you know, this business is different. You'll be talking to a guy the next day, and then they're not there the next day. It's a funny business, so I've kind of learned.
All right, that was Odell Beckham Jr. answering questions from the media at Brown's mandatory camp. A lot of questions because he was not at but one of the voluntary workouts. A lot of playbook to digest, but you can see from the numbers there, his raw talent will make the learning curve very short, which is what his head coach Freddie Kitchens said on day one of camp. Next up is Bill Ryder in Ryder's Block. Game 3 of the NBA on the way. Bill talks with Reed Forgrave about that right now.